Yes. Alrighty, what's up, everybody? My peeps. How's it going, you sexy fucking bitches? It is I, Peter fucking Joseph, here for video number 2 on this late Thursday night, March the 8th, 2024, and this time you are watching on the official Peter fucking Joseph YouTube wrestling channel. YouTube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you all once again for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to this channel and my other channels down there. You know where they are in the description box below. And share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're real, if you're not, go fuck yourself. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you do, you're pretty much SOL, and I think we all know what that means by now. So do it. And if I have to repeat myself 6,000 times, I will do it until you get it right. And I also do it for newbies who are just decide to come on my channel. They're watching for the first time, and they like what they see, because I know that they do. If you like what you see, and if not, then thank you for the view anyway. But if you like what you see, you want to stay on. And if you're real too. If you're fake, well, thank you anyway for the free view. But if you're real and you like what you see, you love wrestling and you love sports and anything else, then hit that subscribe button on this channel and my other channels as well. I talk about music, whatever I feel like talking about. And if you like it, great. Smash that like button. Please smash that subscribe button on this channel and my other channels and show me your love and support. You can leave a comment if you wish. You don't have to. I mean, I don't care. But if you're gonna be stupid and leave stupid comments, you're gonna get blocked, and I'm not gonna give a fuck. Simple as that. Can't be respectful to people, then you should get the same in return. So I'm always respectful to people. I try to be. But the good people out there, but because there's a lot of good people on YouTube and in general, but there are some really, really, really mean people out there, and, you know, they're assholes, and then, you know, they need to be treated like assholes. I might be an asshole, but I'm an honest and sexy asshole. That didn't come out right, but okay, I'll say it anyway. If it gets clipped, I don't give a shit. Because that's what a lot of people do. They like to clip my shit and then twist it. Because they're idiots. Do boring as fuck live streams about people and make fun of them because they think they have great lives and everything. When they don't have great lives. But they can say what they want, but they'll never be better than us. Never in a million years will there ever be better than us. They can have more subs and more views than us. But in reality, because they don't live in reality, they live in fantasy land, they'll never be better than us. So, doesn't matter what they have. They have more subs, a better job, more money, whatever. They'll still not be better than us. No, you can't judge a book by its cover, so. I'm an open book, so. I get called everything in the world, but do I really give two shits? No. I do as I please and say what I feel like saying. And if you like it, great. If you don't, then just hop off my channel. Simple as that. But certain people cannot hop off my dick and hop off my channel. They say, "Oh, we're gonna stop talking about you," but they don't. They never do. They'll never ever do it. They can go away for 5-10 years. It'll be great, and then, you know, they'll miss me so much they have to come back. And then would I care if they come back after 5-10 years? No. That's pretty much it. But to those people, fuck you, man. Well, that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, on this late Thursday night, check out my last video, my first video of this night, the day, whatever you're watching it. On my Metal God channel, I did a video about the great Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, who passed away. We passed away last Friday, where we got the news pretty much a couple hours ago. I don't know why they made it come out like a few hours ago, but it's the way the news is. I guess it was a slow news day. I don't know. I shouldn't say it was a slow news day because we had the State of the Union address with that schmuck, Sleepy Joe Biden. Yeah, a couple of good points in the whole hour-long snooze fest. You know, all the Democrats like, yeah, it's great! Joe Biden, you are the greatest! You know, and his bitch, Kamala Harris, every 5 seconds, yeah, getting up and giving him a standing ovation. He could have said, I just farted, and she got up, yay, that's great, Mr. President! That's how stupid she is. What has she done in 3 years as vice president? What the fuck has she done besides sitting on her fucking ass and doing nothing? And collecting a fucking paycheck? Worst vice president ever. And we got the worst president ever. Hopefully, by November the 5th, we'll get rid of those two bitches. We have some actual, real good people that defend our country. And that's Donald Trump! Depending on who his vice president might be. Might be Tim Scott, I don't know. I wish it would be DeSantis. That would be, forget it. Holy shit. But, I mean, Trump pretty much won the Republican nomination. Doesn't even matter now in the primaries coming up. Doesn't even matter. You know, Nikki Haley dropped out, so basically, it's pretty much over. Now we're just waiting for Biden Trump 2 Electric Boogaloo coming up pretty much this summer, and you know, later on in September and October when the presidential debates start. I think the vice president debates really might tell the story about this whole election, but then again, I don't know. Like I said, it depends on who Trump's running mate is. If it's Tim Scott or DeSantis. Could be Mahatma Gandhi. They probably would wipe the floor with Kamala Harris. She'll just tell you everything you want to hear, and you know, it's like, oh, Joe Biden's great. Doesn't matter what she says. It doesn't matter what the people say, and the people matter the most. Trump is going to bring change, and Biden said, you know, it's like, he's basically saying he will not let Putin and Russia come westward and start shit. He really yelled at Hamas and Gaza. He wants to ceasefire, trying to get a ceasefire by Ramadan. Don't know if it's going to happen or not, but he really yelled at the Israeli president. Was that not? Is that still Netanyahu? I don't know, but he had a few good, decent points. He had a few good points, not so much. Talked a little bit about healthcare. Nothing much. I didn't really hear much about the economy, which, you know, it is what it is, but, you know, they want to try to get a spending, you know, they want to try to get a bill done by the end of this week, so the government doesn't shut down, because they're very busy this week, so might go into this weekend, so I don't know. They want to get a fiscal budget or some type of spending bill. Now, there's a lot of low-income families that are worried because next month the program that takes $30 off your internet bill if you're a low-income family, which I am not. But for other low-income families, they might lose the internet. or be paying $30 more for their internet service, and that might not be good for certain low-income families like that need this program just to freaking get on the internet and everything and at least pay a reasonable price for their internet. But after pretty much after next month, the funding will be gone, and May's internet bill. I mean, if you're paying like $50 for the internet, that's gonna shoot up $30, so you're paying $80 a month, and that sucks if you got all the other bills to worry about, like cable and phone and all the other utilities that you use, and you gotta pay a mortgage and finances and taxes and all the other shit for your house. You're a low income, you're fucked, pretty much. And if you live in an apartment, that's even worse because you have to pay rent. Not good. Not good. So hopefully by the end of this month, or I hope it doesn't go to the last minute when the funding goes bye-bye, whatever date that will be. Might be the end of April, who knows, but hopefully, Congress, who wants to pass this thing, can get it done and get it put in some type of bill that can get passed, and then the worries going to the House of Representatives, or bipartisan bullshit. They never can agree on anything, so I don't know if it's going to pass in the House. We'll pass in Congress, maybe the Senate, but the House, I don't know. So, for all you low-income families out there, you might be losing the internet pretty soon, which sucks for a lot of people in the South and everybody pretty much, because they're gonna lose out on getting a job, getting health care. Even the students are gonna be like, I can't look up anything on the internet because for a project or essay we gotta do. Education's gonna be all messed up. Getting a job is gonna be even harder because you can't go on like all the job websites. You can't even talk to your goddamn doctor when you have to do a teleconference or whatever. You can't even Zoom with your friends because you don't have the internet, or you have to pay $30 more, and it's gonna be a hassle. They might shut off your internet. That'll suck. But fortunately, I don't have that problem. I pay a good price for my internet, so I'm good. So I'm good with most of my bills. Not all of them, but some of them. The utilities are a pain in the ass because, they can go up and down like my dick in your mom's ass, but in any case, they're high. Sometimes they can get really high. I mean, it is what it is. My freaking electric bill was almost $200 this month. I was like, what? I didn't even use that much electricity. I mean, it's crazy. I think it's all the hidden fees that Con Ed likes to do. The electric company I have, it's just ridiculously. They always bump up things for odd reasons. I mean, I don't use a lot of electricity. Besides, being on my computer for like a certain amount of hours here and there, but usually my electric bill's like not even near 200. It's like around. It's lower than that. I'll just say that. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but it's lower than that. And my gas bill, not that much. And water, not even that much either. But the finance bill, that's a pain in the ass. Because you gotta pay that every 3 months. It's like your mortgage basically. But yeah, I hate paying the finance bill. I hate it. Going on top of my other bills I gotta pay. you know. I mean, I get help from the you-know-who, but, so, we can, certain things we have that we pay for, I pay for my bills, she pays for her bills, and that's it. That's how we pay the bills. Because I have a good job. But it is what it is. But, it's going to be a struggle for a lot of people. Coming up this, spring is coming up in about 11 days from now. 11, 12 days from now. Spring starts. And actually, Saturday night at 2 a.m., don't forget, because I know a lot of people, you will forget. Don't forget, Saturday night at 2 a.m., swing forward. At 2 a.m., we become 3 a.m., so we lose an hour of sleep. But it is what it is. But daylight savings time returns for the spring. So we spring forward until pretty much the first weekend of November, where we turn back. So we gain an hour of sleep. But good thing is, the days will be longer, going up until about July. Sun will be going down pretty much, well, in the Northeast, pretty much almost before 9 o'clock. This Sunday, it'll be around 7:30. The sun will go down about 7:15, 7:30. Maybe close to 7:45. And by the time we get to April, it's like near 9 o'clock at night, so you can just stay out all day. Until like about 8, I would say about 8, between 8 and 8:30 you can stay out, and it's still sunny. But by the time you get home, it's pitch black. And then, pretty much from July, I think it's like after July 4th or somewhere around there, it starts going down from like 8, fully dark at like 8:45, close to 9, all the way down to about 6 o'clock, about 6 o'clock by the time we hit September, October. And then when we turn the clock back, we're pretty much going, it starts getting pitch black right before 5 o'clock. So, that's it. So we pretty much got about 7 months of long days and long nights. Can't wait for that. So, Saturday night, don't forget to swing forward. And I like that time, I like this time of year, because the days get longer, summer is going to be coming up, pretty much by the end of June. People going on their summer vacations. And, everything else. Baseball's coming back. Football will be coming back eventually by August. A lot of good stuff. Wrestling's going to be in a humongous boom period. With all the pay-per-views coming up. After WrestleMania, of course. In May, June, August is going to be a big month. A lot of shows in August. I think June as well. Don't forget, WrestleMania is pretty much a month away. And baseball is coming up in 20 days. Can't wait for that, huh? Yeah, the Mets won tonight, 3-1 against the Nationals. Didn't watch most of the game, because, kind of going in between the State of the Union pre-show, and then we watched the end of the game, and then watched Biden talk for an hour, and pretty much I was asleep half the time. I did listen to some of it, but that guy puts me to fucking sleep, so, like I'm probably doing to you now. Good, go to sleep. Don't wake up. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, we got that. Alright, enough talk. Let's talk about wrestling. Let's not talk about politics and all this shit. Alright, as the title of the video says, it is time for your late and pretty much almost so far out of date AEW Dynamite! Yes! Review! For March the 6th, 2024, which got under 800,000 views. beat out NXT this week, which went up a little bit, 630-something thousand. Not great. So even with the debut of Okada, they could barely get 800, even near 800,000. That's sad. A lot of people say, "Oh, Okada's not even a great name. You can't even get 1 million with Okada." I bet you next week they go way up because Mercedes Moné is going to debut in Boston, and then pretty much after that they're in Winnipeg the week after that. They're going to do the Canada tour pretty soon. I don't know if Kenny Omega's going to be there, but we'll talk about Kenny in a minute. And we got an interesting ending for this show. But we had all that. Alright, so this is the season premiere of AEW. We've got a new look, new logo, which looks like shit, new set, not bad. We've got the tunnels, the heel and the face tunnels again, like going old school. They brought back the elevator, which Cody used to use. Now the Bucks pretty much use that. Tron looks bigger. It's nice. They got a big old long ramp. So they kind of took some of the old school elements when they first started, and then pretty much added from the last 4 years. And you got a new set. Supposedly Collision has one, but I think it's just for this week. And they taped tonight. There's barely anybody there. Like 6,000 people, which is sad. And Kevin Kelly's not even with the company anymore. That's even worse. It was just Nigel McGuinness and Tony Baloney on commentary. So when you see that Saturday, because it's taped this week, of course, you're going to only see Nigel McGuinness and Tony Schiavone. Because pretty much Kevin Kelly pretty much shot himself in the foot because of all the shit he said about Ian Ricker boring, accusing him of libel. That's not good. Should have kept that in-house and not blurted out on the internet. So what happens now, I don't know if they're going to... I mean, he's not even on the roster page. He's not on TV anymore, so pretty much he's gone. Now, does he go back to New Japan? I would probably think he goes back to New Japan. But then again, now that, if he does go back to New Japan, will he even come back for Forbidden Door? I'd probably say no. So, I don't know what Kevin Kelly's going to do after that. He might go to WWE. He may go back. I don't know. I doubt that, but he can't go to Impact. Where is he going to do an Impact? So I think the logical destination, maybe going to WWE, maybe replacing somebody. I don't know who. Or maybe he have a 3-man group on Raw. Maybe he joins the Raw announce team as like a special commentator or something like that with Pat McAfee and Mitchell Cole. I mean, Cole's going to be gone pretty soon, so they're going to need somebody, so maybe Kevin Kelly takes his place. Well, that's going to be dumb because I don't think anybody can replace Mitchell Cole, but they're going to either hire from within or get somebody off the street like me. Hopefully, I'm only a DM away there, Hunter. And Nick Khan, man, just DM me on Twitter. And it has to be your real account. But I digress on that. Man, I could work for Tony Khan. I could work for Anthem Sports. I could even work for Mr. Obari-san. I'd love to travel to Japan and just pay my airfare and pay my expenses and everything. Where to live and shit and food. Pretty much I'll be eating like McDonald's. McDonald's and Applebee's. I'll be there like freaking every fucking day. I don't think I'm not gonna eat like no hibachi steakhouse. Man, maybe hibachi steakhouse, but just get me some tri-tip or give me some beef. Give me something at least good to eat. Yeah, that's fine. Like, trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. Like, just give me something good to eat. You know, besides the Asian chicks. But I digress on that. Anyway, alright, so we got a new set, new logo, new theme, and I like the theme. The theme is great. It's a rock theme. Not The Rock, not Dwayne, but great theme. Works well with the logo. Well, not the logo per se, but the whole theme of Dynamite. But it is what it is. Alright, so we get the new pyro and all that new shit. So it's a new era of AEW. Like I said, the season premiere. This is the aftermath of a pretty damn good Revolution pay-per-view this past Sunday night with Sting's farewell. And an epic match with Will Oceanspray and Takeshita. Epic shit. And in our main event for the show, Oceanspray put on another clinic with his good buddy Kyle Fletcher. Oof. And a certain Dragon showed up at the end. I think we all know who that Dragon is. Not Dragon off, but Dragon. So let's get into it. Alright, so we start off with Tony Baloney Schiavone, who was, as always, on commentary, along with Taz, Red Hook brother, the biggest fan I know, and also the man behind the mask, Excalibur, and we're emanating from the Gas South Arena in Bad Street, Atlanta, GA. Dun, dun, dun. So, hot Atlanta, GA was we were in Duluth, I think, last week, or whatever they were last week, or they're doing tomorrow on Collision. Doesn't even matter. But anyway, Tony Baloney's in the ring, and he welcomes us to the new era and the new season of AEW Dynamite. And don't forget Rampage and Collision too. So he brings out the man, well, had a good chance to win the world title, but came up a little bit short. That is my good friend who came out with, came out with my good friend, Prince Nana of the Embassy. He's my good friend because he comes from Brooklyn too. And he brings out Swerve. Swerve when I crack. See, I did some breakdancing for you. But I digress. Anyway, so Swerve comes out with Prince Nana. Everybody's dancing up a storm. Swerve talks about how he came up this short this past Sunday at Revolution. That's not cool with him because he remembers signing with AEW about 2 years ago to the day at Revolution 2022 in Orlando, Florida. Swerve says he was going to give it his all, but he stands here right now with no gold, except chains on his neck. So he's doubting himself, like maybe, I'm paying for all the bad things I did, in my, 2 years ago, and the whole thing with Keith Lee and Hangman and all that shit. And maybe I'm not even destined to become a champion here in AEW. Maybe I'll just be I'm destined to be a role player. And then the fans are like, you still got it! We still love you! Swerve, And people have even flown in from his home state of Washington to Seattle to see him. And he says, whether Samoa Joe is still champion or not, I'm coming for the belt because whose house? Swerve's house. Whose house? Swerve's house. Alright, so he's determined to get the title no matter who's the champion. And speaking of the champion, the man who retained that title on at Revolution, that Samoa Joe, he comes out ready to compete, and comes out with his towel just to polish that belt up a little bit more. So he gets in the ring, and he thinks Swerve is kind of crazy. He's just talking crazy. After what I did to you at Revolution, beat the fuck out of you. He's like, here we are in Swerve's house, but you're in my world. Hey, Jeff, were you Jeff Jarrett now? In my world! So Swerve's like, I'm ready to go right now. If you want to fight one-on-one for the belt. So they're about to go at it, and then we hear the music of the Undisputed Kingdom. Those great men, they come out. We got the new Intercontinental Champion, Daddy! And also the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. I'm Matt Taven. If you don't like Matt Taven, you're a motherfucking Melvin. And the man who punches people in the dick, and he does, and gives him a power driver, that's Michael Kanellis-Bennett, along with Wardlow, who won that 8-man scramble match. Obviously, who's going to win. And Professor X himself, Chugs, otherwise known as Adam Cole! Baby! Alright, so they all come out, and Cole does all the talking as usual. And talks about how great the team did at Revolution, and in a few months, no one is going to remember your name, Swerve, and the only person that matters is Wardlow, who is going to win the AEW World title and bring it back to where it belongs, and he's pointing at himself. Because you know they're going to screw Wardlow when Wardlow wins the title, he's going to hand it to Cole, and basically they're going to say, well, fuck you, Wardlow, we don't need you anymore. Hey, kind of like deja vu, huh, Wardlow? Remember when MJF kicked you out of the Pinnacle? Pretty much. Anyway, so Swerve calls out Adam Cole, baby, going to the back of the line over and over and over again, just getting rewarded title shots here and there. And he's like, if you need extra clients, I have Britt Baker's phone number in my pocket. No, you did not! Aren't you married anyway, Swerve? Anyway, so Cole gets all mad, obviously. He's like, I don't like the way you talk. So he's like, how about we do this? How about we have a tag team match with Matt Taven and Michael Kanellis-Bennett against you, Swerve, and your good friend Joe. But we're not going to do it now. We're going to do it next week. So Swerve's like, no, we're going to do this right now. Let's do it right now. And then Cole's like, no, we're doing it next week. And then they're arguing. And then Tony Baloney's still in the ring. He's like, wait a minute. Hold on. I've just been informed by the anonymous GM, Tony Khan, that this match will happen right now. So we get all that. So the first segment I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. And that's it. We're off and running. So we get to the match, which is non-title match, not for the Ring of Honor tag team belts. Not a great match per se. But Joe starts hammering away on Michael Bennett in the corner. And then Matt Taven tries for a running splash in the corner and missed as Joe's like, pfft. He saw it coming like, fuck you. Does his fuck you thing. Taven hits Bennett. Right, not a freaking face. And then he does it again. After Taven tries to go for a drop kick off the middle rope. And freaking Joe's like, again? He moved that out of the way. I thought that was stupid. I really thought that was stupid. But anyway. Blah, 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 blah. But eventually the Kingdom come back and kick Joe right in the face to put him down. Go to break, come back. Swerve gets the hot tag, clean house. Joe not pleased at really anything. Aren't you ever happy, Joe? Anyway, Swerve hits the Swerve Stomp on Mike Bennett and then looks at Joe. Joe's still pissed. And basically, Swerve took over the entire match. Joe barely got did anything. You know, he's beat down on Mike Bennett and then just sidestepped everything else. Hardly broke a goddamn sweat. So Swerve hits the Swerve Stomp on Mike Bennett. Then he hits the house call, which sets up the JML driver. 1, 2, 3 in under 7 minutes. Joe and Swerve get the win. Joe is still upset. And he just leaves in a humongous huff. So why'd you even come out? You're dressed to compete, but I didn't think you were gonna do it. I thought you were gonna have a random squash match with some Hammernager or something like that. But you're teaming up with Swerve, and you had a, you just did nothing. You just stood there on the apron like this. That's great. You're great. You're great. I don't know. Alright, so we got that match. You do 2.5 out of 5 stars. After the match, Boydlow comes out, starts glaring at Swerve. And Swerve, turning his back on Joe. And Joe, already pissed, chokes him out with a coquina clutch. And then we find out next week, at Big Business in Boston, Joe is going to defend the world title against Mr. Boydlow. New champ? Maybe. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Joe's only held the belt for 2 months. Well, pretty much almost 3 months now, so. But I do see, the Undisputed Kingdom coming out and trying to help him so maybe the numbers advantage will get to Joe. Maybe he does lose to Boydlow. But I have a feeling that Joe's somehow gonna retain. And then I think Adam Cole is going to get really mad at Boydlow, and Boydlow's going to say, well, fuck you guys. I don't know. We'll see what happens next week in Boston. And that's pretty much it. Alright, then we go to the back with Renee Paquette. And her guest is Chris Jericho, Le Champion. Well, actually, it's Hook, I should say. Send for the man! It's Hook. Well, he's not here. He's sleeping right now. But anyway, she interrupts, can't talk. She interviews Hook, who gets interrupted by Le Champion, Chris Jericho. Goddamn, Jericho, you've been eating too many cheeseburgers. You are fat! Out of shape and fat! Lay off the hamburgers, dude. Anyway. So Jericho interrupts Hook, talks about Taz, his father, dropping him on his head in his very first ECW match back in, 97? Somewhere around 97, 98. That match was brutal. But Jericho had a pretty good ECW run. Didn't win any titles per se, but he had a decent run before he went to WWE and became the Millennial Man. Remember when he debuted in 2000? And who did he debut on Raw? And interrupted. Guess who? Dwayne. And that feud was just insane. And that rhymes. And then Jericho's WWE run is way better than his WCW run. Way better. I know he won the cruiserweight. I think he won the cruiserweight title. And then he had that epic feud with Dean Malenko, the man of 1,001 holds. Move number 69! Pinfall. That's not a move, it's 69. Anyway. Alright, so Jericho sees talent in Hook, who's not even impressed with what Jericho's even saying to him, and he just like, okay, whatever. And he's going to be taking on Brian Cage for the FTW title. We'll get that. Alright, so I did this segment 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's that. Alright, then we're going to look at Hangman Adam Page, or Magnum TA, going completely nuts at Revolution after getting choked out and he beat up some referees. That's not good. So, see what happens with the Hangman. That's that. Alright, then we see the Young Buck, not the Young Bucks, the Corporate Bucks. Nicholas and Matthew Jackson. And they parody Tony Khan's major announcement. It says, hey guys, we got 2 huge announcements tonight, which we'll make later tonight. Back to you. That was hilarious. It was hilarious. That was funny. Anyway, so we're going to hear from them in a little bit. So we go to break, we come back with Hook versus the Machine, Brian Cage, for the FTW title. Wasn't great. Not that hardcore. I mean, FTW rules, which is basically ECW rules. Hardcore stuff. Hook uses a fire extinguisher to blind Brian Cage. Trash can shots to the face. Dive off the steps. Is power slammed out of mid-air. Hook, crashed and burned to the floor. Brian Cage misses a charge through the barricade, crashes out into the crowd. Crazy. Then we get a suplex into the barricade in the corner. The metal barricade, not those stupid ones you see in WWE. That. Cage grabs an F5 on a chair for a near fall. Then he brings out some thumbtacks, and Hook hits the Tazplex into the tacks, which none of them really stuck into Brian Cage, but he was in pain. Must have been Japanese tacks. I don't know. No, it can't be Japanese, because Japanese, in Japan, it has actual real tacks. So maybe he got them at the dollar store. I don't know, but... So then Hook locks in the Kata Hajime, the Taz mission. Cage drops him back into the tacks. Ow! That doesn't even work, but Cage just passes out in 10 minutes. That was it. Could have been way better, but wasn't that great. So I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, the Gates of Agony come out. Bishop Quan, I do not Quan, and Toa Leona come out for a big, basically 2-on-1 beatdown, which almost became a 3-on-1 beatdown. They beat down the Hook, and then Chris Jericho comes out to make the save with his little bat and Floyd. So, looks like we're going to get Jericho and Hook, or Jera Hook, I guess. Probably this weekend on... Well, not this weekend on TV, probably next week. Because Jericho is on Collision facing CMLL Superstar Titan. I saw a brief video from some fan it was on Instagram. I'm like, god damn, this Titan guy looks really small. Looks like a young kid. I'm like, who is this guy? How old are you? I'm 12, is he? Oh god. He looks like a midget. Not a midget, but, you know, he looks like 4 foot tall. I'm 5'4", and I can probably squash him. Like a bug. Well, yeah, we're gonna see that Saturday. But just look at Jericho. Jericho looks fat as fuck. He's gotta lay off those hamburgers. Look at that big juicy steak, dude. But it is what it is. Alright, after that, we found out that we're gonna have a tournament to crown the new tag team champions. Because Sting is gone, and Darby pretty much just laid down the belt. We're going to talk about Darby in a little bit. That tournament begins next week. Well, we'll hear about that on Collision. That was a little spoiler, but we're going to start the new tournament for the tag team titles, and we're going to have a lot of tag teams in this tournament. Some of them from Ring of Honor, like the Infantry, FTR, the Bucks will be in it, definitely. The Gates of Agony will be in it. Private Party. Maybe the Hardys, I doubt it, but because I don't know what's going on with Matt Hardy. His contract's coming up soon. Who knows if he's going to stay. Then again, he just stay home and bang Rebby Hardy up to... For all I care, because you know how her legs are open 24/7 like a 24/7 7-Eleven. If you want it, you can get it at a 7-Eleven. Pretty much. Speaking of tag teams, we go to our next segment with the former Intercontinental Champion, freshly squeezed orange juice, Orange Cassidy. He wants a new title, and the best friends, give me a hug, of the real best friends, Chucky T and Trent Beretta. They're ready to get the tag team belts, but Chucky T is still hurt, not medically cleared yet. So instead, Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta are gonna be teaming up, and they will be in the tournament. And Cassidy thinks they should win the tournament. Well, actually, Trent says that. And they have their first round match this Friday night. Actually, it does start this week. I thought it started next week, but I digress. So I was a little off on that. So, the first round matches start on Rampage. So there you go. So we'll see what teams are in there, but one of the teams in the tournament is going to be Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta. Who wins this tournament? Probably the Bucks. Probably. But I wouldn't be surprised if FTR wins it for the 4th time. But gotta be somebody. It could be Claudio and Moxley. They should be in it. They have to be in it because they've been teaming for so long, over the last month or so. So we'll see what happens with that. All right, so I give that 3 out of 5 stars. All right, then we go to our next match. Pretty much a 2-minute suckfest. We had Luchasaurus taking on Daddy Magic, Matt Maynard. Do you want to know what makes Daddy Magic's nipples hard? You want to know? Then ask him on his podcast. Or on YouTube. Either one. He'll tell you probably. Alright, so, this is coming out of revenge for Revolution after pretty much Luchasaurus chokeslammed him on a chair. So, Daddy Magic comes out with his lower back and ribcage taped up. Christian on commentary, Nick Wayne is there. Nick freaking Wayne is there with his hot as fuck mom, Shayna Wayne. Nick Wayne's mom has got it going on. She does. She's one hot MILF. I'll tell you that much. She has a nice ace. Daddy Magic barely did anything in this match. Did anything. Luchasaurus, ran him over like it's roadkill. Not the wrestler roadkill. By the way, big ups to roadkill. How you doing? That's Amish roadkill. I'm thinking of somebody else. But anyway. I'm thinking of, I can't think of his goddamn name. He changed his name now, but I forgot. He used to team with Matt Tremont. I'll think of his name later, but anyway. Blah, blah, blah. So, 2 minutes suckfest, and Luchasaurus wins with the Northern Lariat. Knocks him out. 2 minutes suckfest. They get the win. Match I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Daniel Garcia, the dancing fool, he comes in. We have a humongous brawl. But then Nick freaking Wayne runs in, takes him out. And then, pretty much Christian and everybody leave, and they're up the ramp, they're celebrating, and then, hey kids, it's Edge, Threshold. Adam Copeland comes out, jumps him from behind, leaves everybody laying, and then, Shayna Wayne tries to hit Edge in his balls, but Edge blocked it, and kind of runs her off, and then Christian leaves, Christian's like backing up, and then he starts running into the crowd. Edge goes after him. They go into the tech area. They go into the back, where like it looked like everybody was getting dressed or something like that. I was like, where is this? Like we see people like getting dressed. It's like this is not the locker room. Where is it? Where are we? So eventually they run into the dreaded parking lot, and Christian grabs somebody, gets him out of his car. So basically, he committed 2 crimes: Grand Theft Auto and freaking carjacking. So he takes this poor guy's car, and he just gets out of the parking lot. And then Adam Copeland was like throwing, I think it was like water bottle. He threw something at the car. Not that it was going to stop. So then he turns around and says, Christian, you're not going to run away from me anymore. So he's like, we're going to do this one more time. Edge Christian 3 in Toronto on March the 20th. So that starts the Canada tour. They're going to be in Toronto, Winnipeg, maybe Saskatoon. I don't know, but we got that. So that match is now going to be an I Quit match. Or could he just put in the cage? Why do we have to go I Quit rules? And we're going to have a 4th match now? Probably. Gotta be in the cage to end the fucking feud? Because usually I Quit matches do not technically end feuds. Some do, some don't. I just have a feeling that we might get a 4th match out of this. And that 4th match will probably be at Dynasty at the end of April. April 25th to be exact. No, not April 25th. Sorry, April 21st. So we'll see what happens with that. But 2 weeks, actually a week from Wednesday, Edge Christian 3 I Quit rules. And that's going to be the main event. So, this is in Toronto, why not? Where they had their, the first match, which ended in controversy. Then the second match they had at, I think it was at, was it at Full Gear? No, I think it was at World's End, which, where Edge won, but then Luchasaurus used his, title shot, gave it to Christian, and Christian won it and, run it back in 5 seconds, which I thought was retarded. But now we got match number 3, the I Quit match, a week from Wednesday night in Toronto, which is basically Edge's hometown. So, Edge and Christian's hometown. So one of them's going to win. And we'll see if Edge can get the title and hold it longer than 5 seconds. So we'll see what happens with that. Let me move on with that. Alright, there we go to back with Renee Paquette. And her guest is the man who came back after a long absence from his injury. And that man is Kyle O'Reilly Auto Parts. So Kyle O'Reilly comes in. He's happy to be back, and he is now medically cleared. That's good. Now what are we gonna do with him? Well, I guess we have to wait and see. Does he eventually join up with Adam Cole, Baby, and the Undisputed Kingdom? They try to recruit him at Revolution, and O'Reilly just looked at the shirt, and he gave it back to Roddy, And he whispers something in his ear, maybe something like not now, not now. I don't know. Maybe he's coming for revenge on Adam Cole, baby. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we're going to look at Sting's final match at Revolution, which was crazy as shit. Darby going through the glass. Sting going through the glass and basically beating the Bucks 2-on-1 to retain the belts. Not that it matter because now they're vacant. But he went out. He went out like the way he went out. And pretty much he went out with a good old Gilmore Cutter-like bang. That's it. Thank you, Steve Borden. Thank you, Sting. For all those great years in NWA/WCW. And pretty much TNA. Because WWE fucked his career. He came back to AEW, had 2 good years. Great year, 2 great years. He goes out 29-0. That's crazy. 2 years, 29 wins, no defeats. And one of them was in Japan, as he teamed up with Darby and I think the Great Muta to take on some guys. I think it was the Bullet Club. I forget. And speaking of the Bullet Club, they added a new member to the Bullet Club House of Torture, and that man is the scapegoat, Jack Perry. Real class! Crimea River. So, he beat Shota Umino in the New Japan Cup. And then afterwards, he joins up with those crazy fucks in the House of Torture. So now he's not the leader per se, but he's in the group. So, we'll see what happens with that. But New Japan Cup has started off pretty damn hot, so it is what it is, and that's that. Alright, then we go to the segment of the night, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Corporate Bucks. Nicholas and Matt Jackson, once again, they come in with a new theme, their new entrance now. They come up through the Cody Vader, if you want to be technical. It's the elevator that Cody used to come up in with his stupid goddamn song. No! Oh yeah, we're gonna see Cody tomorrow. Well, later tomorrow, with Seth freaking Rollins as they answer Rock and Roman's challenge for night 1 at Mania with that tag team match play-up. Obviously they're gonna say yes, and there might be a fight, or it might be just a stare down. See what happens with that. I still think Seth Rollins is gonna cost Cody on night 2. So you know what that means? Seth's probably taking a pin. Or there's gonna be some miscommunication. And Seth gets all pissy after it. Not only does he lose the tag match, and Cody's now in a humongous pickle right now because the Bloodline is gonna be at ringside. This Bloodline rules, basically, no DQ, which kind of goes in Cody's favor anyway, but still. But you know, Seth's gonna lose. He's gonna lose the tag match. He's gonna get pinned on night 1. Then lose his world title to Drew McIntyre. And then Seth's gonna be all pissy. You know that Cody wasn't there to stop him or anything. Or, he's just going to be pissed that, Cody did something in night 1. And Seth, at the end of the night, is going to cost Cody. Roman's going to pin him again. Because you know how Shield brothers were like this, man. Believe in the Shield! So, Seth's going to cost Cody, and I probably would see maybe a match at Payback or I would run it back at SummerSlam, and then eventually with Dwayne, there might be a double turn. Who knows? So not only will Seth turn heel, Roman will turn face eventually, but I don't like him as a face. Roman should just stay heel for the rest of his career. Eventually, Rock will turn on Roman, and then that match might happen at SummerSlam for the belt. Rock will lose. And people still think Cody's gonna win at Mania. Nope. Roman's retaining to at least the Survivor Series. That's what a lot of people thinking now, that he's finally gonna lose at Survivor Series. To who? I don't think it's gonna be Cody. We're not gonna get Rock. We're not gonna get Cody Roman 3 at the Survivor Series, which could be at Madison Square Garden. But I think eventually we're gonna get Roman Rock at SummerSlam, or we will definitely get it at WrestleMania 41. And they actually teased on Ringside News, they were talking about possibly WrestleMania 41 being at US Bank Field, where the Vikings play in Minneapolis. So, don't know how the weather's going to be there during April 5th and 6th next year. Well, hopefully it's warm. It'll be warm in the stadium. Outside, probably not that much. But you know how winter is pretty much, I'd say 9-10 months out of the year, it's pretty much winter up there in Minnesota. And then they have like 3-4 months of summer. Then next thing you know, you're in like October, snowing, like 30 feet of snow. And it doesn't melt until like now. Crazy shit. But yeah, WrestleMania 41 possibly going to be in Minneapolis, Minnesota, come April the 5th and 6th of 2025. But no official announcement yet. And SummerSlam most likely will be in Cleveland, in the Cleveland Browns Stadium on August the 5th. So, you want to go to Cleveland? Go over there. Go over to the dump. And while you're there, take a good old piss right at the front door of the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame. Take a good old piss on it. So that's what it is. It's fucking garbage. It's fucking shit. You should take a shit there too. Or you go into the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame museum. You find the bathroom. You know, your humongous shit. That just clogs the bathroom. And then you leave. I'm just saying, I hate the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is pretty much the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame. The shit, because they have people that should not be in it. Because they're not really rock and roll. And they already have the inductees for this year's class. Ozzy is leading the fan vote, barely. Foreigners on it. Peter Frampton, Dave Matthews Band, Oasis, Sinead O'Connor, Cher, Eric B. and Rakim. Couple others. But Ozzy is leading the fan vote by this much. A little bit. But, I don't know when the official, announcement of who's going to be inducted will start. It should be in April, I think. Well, by the end of this month or early April. But I hope Ozzy goes in. Foreigner should definitely go in, because they were old as, what, they're pretty much done, because they're they're on their farewell tour, and you know how farewell tours end. Thank you for all the great years. We'll see you again soon. And like 5 months down the road, they're back. Well, we missed you for 5 months. Right, Motley Crue? Nobody ever retires from music. Nobody really does. All these farewell tours. You're going to have like 35 farewell tours. Kiss! And then you finally actually really do give it up. But even with Kiss, they're supposedly done. But, what happened at their last concert in MSG, they showed like an AI version of them that's going to be coming out supposedly in 2027, 28. They're going to tour with like the AI version of Kiss, which... not Kiss! It's not Kiss. It's basically a freaking hologram. It's just an AI version. You just see them on stage. They'll have them on a Tron. There's like nobody playing the drums. Eric Singer's not playing the drums. You don't see Gene Simmons blow fire and puke blood. You don't even see Tommy Thayer try to emulate Ace Frehley, or even Paul Stanley, telling people, let's do it. It's not the same. It won't be the same Kiss. It's like if you go see Bon Jovi, not the same Bon Jovi. Speaking of Bon Jovi, they got John Bon Jovi is having a Hulu documentary coming up in April. 4-part documentary from the beginning of Bon Jovi pretty much till now. The infighting with Ricky Sambora and all the struggles with his voice and everything. That's going to be interesting to see on Hulu. I'm going to watch that when it comes out. It's in April. I don't know what the exact date. But it's going to be good. I can't wait for that. Also coming in April the 10th, the second part of the 3rd season of Chucky. So that's going to be good. We got that. Alright, so then let's get back to AEW. So we go to the corporate box with the segment of the night. Tony Baloney's in the ring. But then the Bucks say, get out of here, Tony! Who's about to bring up their loss to Darby and Sting, so they kick him out. That's not nice. Will you leave him alone? Fined him $1,000. Because they fine him for some stupid reason. And they give him a $25 Starbucks gift card. I don't know. But anyway, so after Tony Baloney leaves, the Bucks aren't happy with Sting's sons, who are 6'8" and 305 pounds, because they cheated. How can you say they cheated there, Matthew and Nicholas? It's a no disqualification match. But, playing it up as the heels that they are. But anyway, they say they're going to get their tag team titles back. But first, we got to take care of some business, if you will. First of all, the Hangman put his hands on some officials at Revolution. They're saying, this is a tough decision. We like you, Hangman, but you are suspended indefinitely. Well, that explains him taking some time off then. He's basically written off TV, so storylines suspended indefinitely. So they got that. So you are out of the elite, you're gone. And the other item on the docket is Kenny, by God Omega, who has no-showed various dates for no good reason, and then Tony Baloney and Excalibur are like, oh, he has some health issues. So then the Bucks like, Kenny, you are fired from the Elite. What? Wow. So we're basically there is no Elite anymore. It's just the Bucks, or so we think. And I'll get to that in a second. So out comes Eddie Kingston, the Madman, still your Triple Crown champion after somehow, someway beating Bryan Danielson. So Eddie comes out and says, "You might as well find me now because I got something to say." And then he throws like a bunch of whatever amount of money he had in his pocket at the Bucks, and then he tries to go after Nicholas Jackson, and Matthew's like, hold on a second. And then Matthew hits Eddie in the huevos and in the balls with a low blow, knocking him down. And then we hear the music of, oh, Kata, the Rainmaker. He comes out, does his thing, the fake Okada money comes out, comes down from the rafters. I hope you got some of that, fans, that if you were in Atlanta this past Wednesday night, and part Thursday too for Collision, because he was there on Collision as well. So Okada comes down with the freaking money. I have some of the money. I don't have it anymore, but it's in my closet somewhere. Anyway, so Okada comes out, and he stands next to Eddie Kingston. So I'm like, ooh, we're gonna get an Eddie Kingston Okada team? I'm interested. But it was for naught, as Okada grabs Eddie from behind, like he was trying to hold him back. Then he spins him around. Boom! The Rainmaker! He lays out Eddie, and now he has joined the new Elite. So Okada, who's known the Bucks for 25 years? That's a long time. Even the TNA days. And then Japan, of course. We all know Japan. So he is now he is all Elite, but now he joins the Bucks, who are now known as the new Elite. That I didn't really see that coming. I thought Okada was going to be a good guy and maybe team up with a guy like Danielson. Well, not so much Danielson. Or team up with guys like maybe Eddie Kingston or maybe Edge or whoever. But he turned and he... Look who he's with, his best friends, the Bucks. Now all three of them are wearing nice suits from the Men's Warehouse. When you go to Men's Warehouse, it's always a sponsor, by the way. When you go to Men's Warehouse, you want to look good like the corporate Bucks or the new Elite, then go to Men's Warehouse. Tell them Peter Joseph sent you. And maybe, just maybe, you're going to like the way you look. I can't guarantee that. But when I go, they guarantee it. Because I always look good. Especially for the missus and for the ladies. But I digress. on that. Does it look good? Good band merch. With the cross. Because I always gotta praise Jesus Christ the Lord. No, Peter didn't find God. I've always been religious, so it is what it is. When you wish death on people. That's why it's called, when people do to me, I have every right to do it back, so. Fair is fair, of course. Fair is fair. Just don't talk about me. And don't bring up my friends or my family. And that's the bottom line. Then I won't talk about yours. So, just shut your fucking trap and do it one-on-one. Don't bring anybody else into it. If you can't do that, then I have no remorse. I will not show remorse. That's it. We move on. Alright, so that's that. So Okada makes his AEW debut in a really shocking way. And he has now aligned himself with his best friends, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. The corporate Bucks are now known as the New Elite. That's it. So I gave all that 3.5 out of 5 stars. And then they're in a 6-man tag team match this weekend on Collision against 3 Hammerneggers, and I think we all know who wins that. If you think the Hammerneggers win, I think you got problems. Alright, we got that. Alright, so after that explosive segment, we're going to look at Will Oceanspray winning his AEW debut match over Takeshita at Revolution. It was freaking epic. Right now it is the #1 match of the year. I mean, but we got a long way to go. And we'll see Mr. Oceanspray in a little bit. But first, we got some other business to attend to, like this match, which I think was the Death Slot match. Actually, it wasn't. There was a lot of stuff after that. But anyway, we get to the women, and we have Chris Statlander, who came out with Stokely Hathaway, you know, the resident pimp. She takes on Rio. Her name is Rio, and she dances on my lap. And then when she's done, she goes and takes a nap. Oh, Rio, you just go and dance on my lap. Da 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 da. I forget the rest of the words. But anyway, alright, so we got Statlander and Rio. 9-minute match. I thought it was going to be shorter, but it's Rio. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, but pretty decent match for what it was. Back and forth they went. Near the end, Rio hits a high cross body, or goes for a high cross body, didn't work. So she grabs a dragon suplex for a near fall. And then Statlander knocked her down. And then Stokely Hathaway sees, you know, things might not be looking so good. He throws the chain like he tried to do last week on Collision, which didn't work. He tried to does it again. Statlander grabs it, and she's like looking around. And he's like, no. Throws it to the floor. And then she hits Rio with some hard suplexes. But Rio somehow came back with a victory roll after countering a suplex into a victory roll. 1, 2, 3. Rio gets the win over a shocked Chris Statlander. There might be some trouble in paradise. I told you they're going to break him up because of Stokely. I think Statlander's going to finally turn heel. But we'll see. Match was alright. Gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's it. Alright, after that, we go to the back with Renee Paquette. And still, your AEW Women's Champion, along with Luther and the very fucking hot, still looking like the old school Toni Storm, that's Mariah May. And we have the AEW Women's Champion, Timeless Toni Storm. Darling! So, they're there. And, Toni is all happy to retain her title. Little controversial after beating Deonna Purrazzo at Revolution. She's all happy to retain the belt. And she presents Mariah May with her first official shirt. I don't know if it's a Toni Storm shirt or it's a Mariah May shirt, but anyway. No, I think it's a Toni Storm shirt, and yeah. Toni Storm's actually getting a pay cut, I guess. I don't know, something like that. But that was funny. So, Mario made an action on Collision this week, if you want to know. That's it. And then they go to leave, and Tony says her usual shit. Chin up, tits out, watch for the shoe. When they leave. That's pretty much it. Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Alright, after that, we have Tony Baloney in the ring again, and he brings out Darby Allin, how you guys doing? I'm still alive. I'm gonna go climb Mount Everest soon. I'm gonna die, but I'm doing good for you people. I love you all. I come from Seattle. I'm so emo. I live in my car. 150 pounds soaking wet. Guys. Anyway, so Darby comes out, all happy with Sting's retirement match. He thanks Sting for, being his partner and all that shit. Talks about his match with Jay White next week on Dynamite from Boston at Big Business. And then in 3 weeks, so basically the end of this month, I think beginning of April, right before WrestleMania, he's going to climb Mount Everest and fight for his life in minus 90-degree weather. Good luck with that, dude. Darby lays down the tag team titles, congratulates whoever holds them next, and then we get the music of Bullet Club to shoot you for the love of God. Bullet Club Go comes out, so Jay White, the Switchblade, play with Switchblade, and the Ass Boys, Austin and Colton Gunn, they all come out, and they get in the ring. Jay White talks about Darby has been doing some great things as of late, but warns him about what is going to happen if they get in the ring, which is this Wednesday. And Jay White's like, how about we don't do the match, and you hang out with us, with us and the Acclaim, the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, and we can all scissor each other and all that shit. We could even call you Darby Scissorhands. Anyway, Darby doesn't want to hear it. It's like, I don't want to hear it. I got other things to do. And says Jay White should climb Mount Everest too. Okay. So basically he tells Jay White, I'll see you next week. And that's it. So it looks like we're going to get a one-off match next week. I bet you Darby wins next week. I bet you he does. They're making Jay White look like a fucking fool. When he came in, he came in twice. He came in the first time, and then he was okay. Did the whole thing with Adam Cole, like they were gonna team up and everything, and then the whole thing where he stole. Well, actually, then he actually became a real heel and joined up with the Ass Boys, made up the Bullet Club Gold with Juice Robinson, who's still injured. He has an injured dick because he's been fucking Tony Storm so much. No, I'm kidding, he doesn't. He has an injured leg. Anyway. He was such a heel back then. The whole feud with MJF, which ended, with the match. With the match at Full Gear, which wasn't that great. He retained it, and then pretty much after that, Jay White just started to become a freaking clown. I was like, why is Bullet Club Gold basically face now, and they're teaming up with the Acclaimed, and now they form this big super faction of the Trios Champions, the Ring of Honor Trios Champions, and the AEW Trios Champions. They call themselves the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, and everybody's all happy about it. But now, even the faction is a joke right now because Max Caster can't rap anymore. He's fucking up his lines on live TV, or they're stopping him from rapping. Like, oh no. like 2 weeks in a row. Then they did it at the pay-per-view during the pre-show. That stupid 12-man tag team match was fucking stupid. I'm glad it shouldn't have even been on the pre-show. Garbage. But, yeah. Darby's probably winning this match. And then, what's going to happen with Jay White now? Now they're thinking about unifying the Trios titles. For what reason, I don't know. You know, eventually you're going to see the Acclaim versus the the Bullet Club. And God forbid they unite the titles. I'm like, why? Why are you going to unify the Trios titles? It makes no fucking sense to me. If you do that, then Ring of Honor has no 6-man tag team titles anymore. So I guess you're going to get rid of that? Why? I know there's not that many 6-man teams in Ring of Honor. I mean, in a way, it works because you have one less title in Ring of Honor that never gets defended. Kind of like the Pure title. Because we still haven't seen Wheeler Yuta. I know somebody said he was injured. Big fucking whoop. He was injured great, but, you know, he sucks. Wheeler Yuta's the type of guy that injures himself while sleeping. Don't ask, but... No, it's gonna be... I know this might be sick, but I'll say it anyway. Wheeler Yuta's the type of guy that injures himself while masturbating. That's what... That's savage, but it's fine. It is what it is. Wheeler Yuta fucking sucks. I mean, if you're a fan of him, well, you suck too. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so let's see what happens with Darby and Jay White this Wednesday night on the program. I'm not looking forward to it. And that's it. Alright, then we hear from the beautiful Julia Hart, still your TBS champion, along with Sky Blue. She issues an open challenge for her title on Rampage. So we'll see who she faces. I haven't even seen the Rampage spoilers. I did see the Collision spoilers, and I'll get that. Speaking of the House of Black, she's back. Julia Hart's back in another promo, along with the boys in the House of Black, Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Malachi Black. They're basically ready to burn Mark Briscoe after what Mark Briscoe did to Buddy Matthews on Collision, almost like setting him on fire. And basically, they say, do we need to dig one grave or 3? So, we get that, and let me just do something real quick. Sorry about that. Anyway, alright, so we'll see what happens with that. And then we get, Mark Briscoe, I think he was talking with Renee Paquette. He talks about walking through flames and dancing with the devil. Have you danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? So anyway, he's ready for an Atlanta street fight on Collision. But then, Black Machismo, ooh, yeah, dig it. Jay Lethal comes in and, says it's time he mans up, no pun intended, to help his good friend, his longtime friend, Mark. So Mark's like, okay, you can help me, but don't bring Jeff Jarrett. And Lisa's like, no, trust me, it's gonna work out fine. No! Nope, it will not. Yeah, that's a spoiler. Sorry. So, yeah, that Atlanta street fight, it ain't gonna work out in Mark Briscoe's favor. So, just wait till Collision in the main event. That's what it is. That's what's gonna be in the main event. A Collision. Not gonna be pretty. Alright, so I gave you all that 3 out of 5 stars. Then we go to your main event of Dynamite. Will Ocean Spray versus Kyle Fletcher. Non-title, not for the Ring of Honor TV title. Don Callis at ringside. Barely even did anything. I'm surprised. I thought we were going to see some interference. So, this match was great. Not like Ospreay take a shitta, but pretty much almost up there. They counter each other's moves. Ospreay hits the Os Cutter on the apron, even though it looked kind of still. Look at that. We go to break at 9:57. Because there's a 5-minute overrun, so the show ends at 10:05, which came close to not ending at 10:05. But anyway, they go back and forth again. Lots of near falls. You got Liger Bomb. We're gonna get near the end, and Fletcher hits one hell of a sit-out power bomb for a near fall. Puts Ospreay on top. But that gets broken up. Ospreay hits Kiki Nando's into a super poison Rana. Then a running back elbow, not the hidden blade, for a near fall. They get back up. A Spanish fly is countered. Fletcher hits a super kick, but then gets caught with the Spanish fly for a near fall. And then that was it. Ospreay's like, that's it. This is over. Hits the Os Cutter, but gets a near fall. And then Fletcher gets up, he's like, come on! Come on, mate! Come on! And Ospreay's like, okay, mate, you asked for it. Boom! Hidden blade. 1, 2, 3, in under 19 and a half minutes. This pretty damn good match ends, and I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. So, Ocean Spray is 2-0 in his AEW, start. And that's pretty much it. So, great match. 4.5 out of 5 stars. And then afterwards, it gets very interesting as Bryan Danielson. Yes! He comes out. They have a stare down. Ooh. Oh, man. I said it before that when Ospreay was coming into the company, now he's signed full time with AEW. I was like, give me Danielson and Ocean Spray at All In Wembley. Are we gonna get it? No. Why? Well, here's another spoiler for you on Collision. They have another stare down. This time, Ospreay comes out after Danielson's match with Shane Taylor. And they have a stare down. And pretty much, I think it was Ospreay makes the challenge to Danielson for a match at Dynasty, April the 21st in St. Louis. If that doesn't scream main event, I don't know what to tell you. It's not probably going to be the main event. It should, but probably not. But looks like that's our first official match for our new pay-per-view, Dynasty, or as you people say in Australia, Dynasty. So there you go. Ospreay, Danielson. I think that might eclipse Ocean Spray and Takeshita. That is definitely, I'm going to say right now, that's going to be the match of the year. And then Takeshita and Ocean Spray is going to be like number 2 at least. So we'll see. But that's that. But, I'm sorry to spoil some of Collision for you guys, but that's the way it is. But Danielson, Ocean Spray, April the 21st at dynasty or dynasty. I can't wait. I wanted it to be a big business, but it's obviously not going to happen. But the lead up to it is going to start at Big Business this Wednesday night on the program. So we're getting a month build, which is good. And eventually we'll get more matches after Big Business to hype up the pay-per-view on April the 21st. And then after that, we're on the road to Double or Nothing, which I think is at the end of May. I think it's Memorial Day weekend, but I don't know what date. I don't even think they announced it. I'm not gonna look it up. I'll look it up tomorrow. So when I do my reviews tomorrow, my Ring of Honor review, probably my Ring of Honor review, I'll see if they actually have a date for Double or Nothing. But it's in May. I just don't know what date, because Forbidden Door is going to be at the end of June, and we all know when that's going to be in New York City. Can't wait for that. Tickets going to be going on sale probably by next month. Probably sometime in April. They'll announce it. You know, Tony Khan's going to come out with a big announcement. But that'll be the announcement. We already know. Like, I got a major announcement. Forbidden Door 3 is going to be in New York City. Yeah, we know that already. We just don't know the date. But from what I've read on Ringside News, it's going to be at the end of June. So, check your calendar for the end of June. And then July, don't think they're doing anything. July they might do Death Before Dishonor for Ring of Honor, but we'll see. And then we know August. We got August the 25th is All In 3 in Wembley. Then the week after that is All Out. We never know what that's up to. Probably be in Chicago. And right in between that, August the 31st is Bash in Berlin. That's gonna be that's gonna be a big weekend. I don't know if there's going to be an NXT show around that time, too, but we'll see. They probably will be. I think they might be. Well, I don't think a pay-per-view, but it'll probably be like their Summer Heat. What do they call it? Their Heat Wave pay-per-view. Not pay-per-view, but it's probably going to be an event sometime in August. So, and at least NXT is going to be doing something in August. We got that at SummerSlam's August the 5th in Cleveland. So, lots of stuff in it. And in August, you know, to round out the summer. So you got that. And that's it. Alright, so that ends pretty decent. Well, near the end, it kind of was a little bit boring in the beginning. And then, like, near the end, it kind of got better. So, but anyway, I gave Dynamite 7 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, to this channel, and my other channels as well. Hit that like button, stick that thumb straight up everybody else's ass, because that's where it belongs. And follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. And please don't forget to hit that bell, so you don't miss out on the next video. And that's pretty much it. Alright guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to enjoy my weekend. I gotta do some work tomorrow. And I got some errands to run. So I'm gotta do that. But I will be back sometime Friday afternoon with your Ring of Honor and TNA review. And I'll see if I can, it might be, if not tomorrow, probably definitely Saturday, I'm going to get up that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees video. Probably be Saturday, so I'm going to probably hold it off till Saturday. So I want to see if I can get the updated votes for the inductees and everything. As not in real time, but as of when I do the video, I'll have the actual votes. And then we'll find out when the actual inductions are going to be, and when the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony will be. I think that's in November. So we'll see what happens with that. So that's Saturday, along with a taped Collision review. Well, taped Collision. I'll do that review Saturday night on the Kill Demons channel. So tomorrow, we got 3 videos on the Kill Demons channel. Ring of Honor, TNA, which I think Sacrifice is tomorrow. So enjoy Sacrifice. We got that, and I'm not, as obviously, I'm not going to review Sacrifice. I'm going to do the actual pay-per-views, which I think the next one is Slammiversary. I think it's Slammiversary, and I think it's coming up in May. So I might do a Slammiversary review, depending on what day it is. But we'll see. Also, Under Siege is coming in April, so, but I don't know what date that is. I think it's around WrestleMania week, so obviously I'm not going to review that, because there's like so much that week anyway. So, I might mention it on my TNA review. I'll mention the Sacrifice card. The only match I do know is Eric Young going after Moose and the TNA World Title. And that's pretty much it. Because I have to rewatch Impact. So, I did that. I did watch Ring of Honor tonight. I'll be doing that tomorrow. I just have to rewatch Impact. So then I'll be caught up with everything. And don't forget, tomorrow night, we have to acknowledge the Tribal Chief, because he will be on the show tomorrow night, along with Dwayne The Rock, in Dallas for SmackDown, along with Cody and Seth, to give their answer. And we all know they're gonna accept the challenge of Rock and Roman on night 1 of WrestleMania, coming up in about a month from now. And we'll see what happens with that. We also got Bobby Lashley and Killer Cross. You know, big beefy men slapping meat in that ring, but see what happens with that, as the Pride and the Final Testament continue their feud, which probably will culminate at WrestleMania in probably like an 8-person tag team match. You know, B-Fab will get involved with Scarlett Bordeaux. See what happens with that. Maybe some more with the LWO. And now that Ray came back, Rey Mysterio came back to rejoin the LWO in their little feud with Legado 2.0. So, see what happens with that, as they're on a collision course for WrestleMania as well. And a whole lot more tomorrow on SmackDown. So, I will do SmackDown on Rampage tomorrow night. That's my 3rd video of the night. And that's pretty much it. Alright, I gotta go, guys. Thanks for watching. Once again, 7 out of 10 stars for Dynamite. And we'll see what happens tomorrow night on Rampage. And then Saturday on a taped Collision. But I already gave you half the spoilers out, so you pretty much know what happens. And that's that. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. And until next time, I'm Peter Joseph signing off. Peace out, rock on, and rock hard with your fucking coot. And if you're not down with that, well, that's just too goddamn bad. Because me and the Purge and the Prophecy, the greatest thing since sliced bread, and we're better than you, and you really fucking know it. You're not down with all that? We got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. Because you can't do anything about it. Even if you tried. So, that's it. Until next time. Peace.